Welcome to Center Heist Productions. This is the Steel Curtain episodes. This is episode 6, I believe, week 2. Steelers were meeting up with the Browns coming into town. And, ahead of time, you would have thought for sure the Browns had this wrapped up. Anyway, first, please hit the likes and subscribes in your right-hand corner and below. Pass on the word by mouth, and we're trying to build a strong community. And yeah, we tend to do reviews here of the games until this team gets to a point where we know what to expect out of them. Anyhow, this was T.J. Watt, as the episode states, T.J. Watt night, basically breaking history as he did with 3 sacks, also getting a fumble and carrying it in for the winning touchdown. Great job. So good on him. How fitting it was. And this game started off right away. You always got to worry about Watson because probably the best quarterback in the whole league, smarts-wise, talent-wise. He's extremely talented, knowing when to run the ball, and just usually so accurate. Well, right away he throws a pick, and right away Highsmith takes it in and gives the Steelers a nice early lead. But you knew that the Browns were going to respond, and they did, and they just kept clawing away until they went ahead of the Steelers, and they were ahead of the Steelers most of the night. Mind you, the Steelers kept plugging as well. This was a great defensive battle. Uh, you know, um, Pickett threw a pick six himself as well, so that didn't help matters. But they were limited. I got to say, the quarterbacks overall played fairly well as far as throwing interceptions. They calmed down after they did. However, it was going to come down to these games between the Browns and the Steelers always seem to be won in the trenches, and likewise it was. I would have thought this was a clear down Browns victory. I was wrong on what I would have projected because I was not happy with the blow last week against 49ers. That was just a disgrace. So it was going to be interesting to see how the Steelers responded, and it looked good. For the longest while, Harris was not, he was getting some that, getting extra points after a touchdown and stuff like that. That was great. He was great with 1 or 2 yards, but mostly he was kept around the 4 yards when he was trying to get any distance, and so he wasn't accumulating much. So then they brought in Warren, who just blew it up. He managed to be seeing the holes and gaping holes, and the speed out of him is just phenomenal. So I think Harris and Warren are a great 1-2 punch because it gives them a different look. And he made significant runs and gained a lot of yardage, and it was great to see too because Pickett and Pickens came to life in the passing game, and this cohesiveness that we've been talking about for quite some time. Wondering because you can see there's something there. It makes you wonder if this is going to be a future thing, a continuation, because it reminds you of Rosenberger and Brown, and this could be better in reality because you don't have one guy that's not mentally with it and ruins it, which could have been down in history forever. But these guys both seem to have their heads on their shoulders, and the cohesiveness and what they have together is just very special, a special formula. And so I think this was a great sign. You started seeing this combination and the gelling that they have, and ball was being spread out well, and Pickett, knowing that Watson's dual threat, started to do it himself and gain some runs that were gaining some yardage, not to the level of Watson. However, he kept it within reason, so there wasn't a big, massive gap. So a lot of smarts between these two quarterbacks. Great to see Pickett rebound from last week, and the whole Steelers crew, offensive, defensive, where they didn't show much either. Um, Matt Canada showed he had a bigger playbook, and it seemed to work. It seems that the cohesiveness of rushing a ball and passing, the mix, it really makes a difference. And you gotta have a running game. There's no and ifs and buts, but I still think the Steelers need a little more to that line to create openings for the running game. And I think that that's something they can keep working at. However, great signs were shown. Porter deflecting a ball that could have easily been caught for a touchdown. Just a great job. Shows some signs of a rookie cornerback being a future in the secondary, and that was great to see. Highsmith, his talent, he's showing his excels. It just gives the Steelers an extra 1-2 punch, which is good to see from these youngsters. And what more can you say? Fairmouth came in and did his thing consistently. You can rely on him. Harris got put back in the game, and he became a threat again and seemed to open up a little better, maybe more in the passing game. And a couple of runs he made where he actually changed directions, and that was a beautiful play. And the power in his stride, different. Like you see a bunch of speed from Warren, but you see power when you see Harris. So it's nice to see it. He got it going as well. But it was just the ball was played and mixed around the field very well. And you got to say, even with Pickett, it was he was making decisions well. The only thing I'd like to see with Pickett is him to release the ball a little sooner, not take so darn long, because there was times you could see in the highlights he had plenty of time in, just hung on to that ball too long, and maybe that's a rookie thing, a youngster thing. And maybe I'm hoping he'll learn from that. But it was good to see that Matt Canada had a better playbook. The team responded, and that's what you want to see. They had a bad loss that they didn't even play respectable, and they responded and came up with a real good win. And you always know, no matter what the situation is with these teams in the same division, uh, there's such a rivalry there that you're going to get a good performance. And the Steelers really put one on. Their defense came to life. So good coaching all the way around from both squads. This was a very good game that could have gone either way. And I just got to put hats off to the coaching of the Steelers for responding to a horrible week prior to. And I got to put out my condolences to Nick Chubbs. What a shame to see that. There was an injury where they were close to coming back to they would have went ahead. And anyway, I believe it was him and Fitzpatrick that had a collision there, and you knew his leg was in big trouble. They said that Fitzpatrick was a chest injury, so hopefully that's not too serious, because we can't afford to lose him. And I hope for Chubb's sake, these, even though they're on a rival team, this guy's a class act, best running back in the league, and that also opens up a can of worms for Cleveland. Whereas they could have easily been the front runners in this division, but if and it sounds like it's season ending, this could change the look of the division. Now, it's not to say that they can't still be a playoff team. I think they can. Of course, they're going to have to work a lot harder, and they're not going to replace the rushing yards that Chubb brings. That's for sure. It's going to affect them. So this could be a case of where this does give the Ravens an edge. But however, I still think the Browns, if they utilize things right, are still a strong enough team that they got a lot of everything there. But for the Steelers and the Bengals, I think the Bengals don't have the defense. I think that the first Cleveland and Ravens have. I don't even know for sure if they have what we have. It's hard to say, but they got a better offense, and Burrows has definitely got smarts. I think that's what lost them the game, was his defense against the Browns. Anyhow, that being said, let's hope that we can slime into a playoff spot. And that was a great game. Congratulations to Watts. All the best to Chubbs. Hope you recover and that it's not career ending. And let's see what happens. And good job, Tomlin and Matt Canada. Good to see. Let's see if you can continue on showing us a good playbook like that. We have to have a mix in our plays. So good to see. Way to go, Steelers. Go, Steelers, go. Go, Steelers Nation. So the steel curtain closed in on the Browns. This was good to see. This is a great win. This was a good battle in the trenches. Excuse me. That being said, please hit the likes and the subscribe below in your right-hand corner. Uh, Leave your comments. Tell me what you thought of the game. If there's anything you saw, I always look forward to. I check the messages, so I like to. I'll get back to you. And yeah, pass the word on, and let's try to grow this community. And I usually review the games, especially where we're in no man's land, where we don't know our squad that well yet. They're hard to project, so we will review the games weekly. So until we play the Raiders, and God help us, don't get overconfident, because the Raiders usually, good or bad team, they always seem to come out and steal wins from us. So let's hope for the best, and let's hope we're on our toes. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next episode. God bless.